it's not going to work this year. Oh my goodness. So I think we're all aware of Biden's speech, his commencement speech at Morehouse College, which seemed to have gone abysmal. Because I was listening to some of it and it's just hard to stomach. It's just like mush mouth.
My city of Wilmington, we were, to our great shame, a slave state, and we were segregated.
What?
He seems frail, barely there, but there is a segment of it where I personally was like, what's going on here, bro? What's the point of bringing this up? And he's talking about white supremacy. Hey, we got to fight white supremacy. He's talking about racism. He's talking about, oh, black people, black men are being killed by the police and everything. And I'm just like, why?
That's my commitment to you, to show you democracy, democracy, democracy is still the way. If black men are being killed in the street, we bear witness. For me, that means to call out the poison of white supremacy, to root out systemic racism. I stood up for George Floyd's family to help create a country. We don't need to have that talk with your son or grandson as they get pulled over.
Why bring that up? Can you explain to me why you bringing that up? Because I could be ignorant, and I'll admit that. I'm ignorant of a variety of things, but I'm unaware what Biden's administration has done to prevent black men being killed from the police, okay, by the police. I'm unaware of what Biden's administration has done to put a ding in, systemic racism. I'm unaware of that being the case. If he's done something, by all means, I think he should let it be known. I think if he's doing great things, I think his marketing team, whoever that may be, needs to put it out there, because I'm unaware of anything he's done regards to systemic racism or, black men being killed by the police. He goes on to talk about how he's, helping families, black families and everything, and, yada, yada, yada. And I'm just like, I don't know. It just comes at deaf ears, because I'm old enough, okay? I'm old enough to remember the Buffalo Massacre. Do y'all remember that? And I remember that nothing happened. That's what I remember. I remember little white kid, mind you, who was radicalized by social media. He was radicalized by memes and the stats people. The racists on social media who love putting it out there. And he put all this in his manifesto. All these quote unquote studies, the memes and everything. And that led him to such a heinous display, which he live streamed. Do you understand? I want you to think about how this had happened to a white person, okay? If this had happened to white people or Asian people or any other group of people, if a black person put out a manifesto of a bunch of memes and false stats, which then promoted him or prompted him to go to a grocery store and target these people, and then to apologize to almost harming a black person, right? Oh, I'm sorry, brother. Can you imagine the type of ridicule that would be placed upon black people, upon black men? Do you understand what would happen overnight? They already trying to do that as is with other stories that are completely irrelevant to any type of, racial targeting that they constantly love to say. Oh, this is anti-white racism. They love doing that, right? They love being the victim. They love playing victim when that has never been the case here in this country. More likely than not, never will. But nevertheless, do you understand what would have happened? And that took place and nothing happened. No bill, right? No stop black hate crime bill. None of that. We didn't even get a hashtag, okay? I vaguely remember, I could be wrong, that he invited a bunch of Asian pop star, it was like an Asian group, to speak at the White House. This is during the time that Buffalo Massacre happened. This is what the Biden administration did, was invite a group of Asians to talk at the White House. Now, I don't know what to tell you, But him talking about, white supremacy and racism and all that, it's fallen on deaf ears. And we see that there were plenty of black men who turned his backs to him while he was talking. Where it's like, I ain't nobody trying to hear this. Nobody's trying to hear this, because what it boils down to is Democrats, they know the issues and they just, inaction. Whereas white Republicans, they know the issues and they do nothing about it. They blame it on you. Hey, you're in slavery because you chose to get caught. All right, you weren't fast enough. Perhaps if you were fast enough, you wouldn't be a slave. Instead of saying, well, maybe slavery, the system of slavery shouldn't exist. To the point where it's either you suffer via inaction or you suffer via hatred, where they know it and they choose not to. So I don't know what to tell you on this one. I think Biden, I find it very unbelievable that the Democrats are running Biden again. I anticipate that the disillusion of Trump is very well in effect. Okay, I think who Trump has associated himself with via the previous administration, all of those people have either turned on him or B, they're hurting his chances. For example, Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens. I don't think they're helping his chances of winning the election. I think they are actually disincentivizing a lot of people who may have perhaps thought about voting for Trump, and now they're seeing who he's attached with, and they're like, nah, we're good. So it gets to the point of, as South Park says, what is it, a giant douche or a turd sandwich? That's where it's heading. And it's like, well, if we're not going to have anything done, okay, towards issues that are impacting us, the last thing we're going to want, in my opinion, would be to have someone who could potentially get another Supreme Court, okay? I'm not a big fan of Trump's Supreme Court picks. Because when it comes to reparations or anything having to do with black Americans, I don't see them being favorable. Godspeed to his administration. Godspeed during the debates, because I don't know what's going to happen there, bruh. I don't know what's going to happen there, but I definitely think the allure of Trump is fading, because it's like, okay, we don't want to hear someone who's loudmouth and, cracking jokes and stuff like that, because we're not in that position, right? That was cute and funny the first time. Now you have to be an adult, okay? It gets to a point where you misspelling your words or saying goo goo gaga, it gets to a point where it's like, that's no longer cute. That's no longer adorable. You're a grown-ass man, okay? You shouldn't be saying goo goo gaga. And that is essentially what Trump is saying, politically speaking. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think, whether or not you believe, look, you can't vote for Trump, okay? You can't vote for Trump. The only person to vote for is obviously Biden, okay? He's the only person to vote for. He's done this, he's done that, he's done this, this. Or if you haven't believed, listen, I hear you. I hear you, okay? But let's just say nobody's hopping out of bed to vote for Biden. Nobody has their alarm clock set for the election just so they can get out and vote for Biden. That's all I'm saying. So perhaps he should switch it up with this campaign. But the problem is, upon him saying anything, what many of us have grown to expect are false promises. So I don't know which is worse, false promises or inaction. I don't know what to tell you. Now, if you disagree, you're more than welcome to call in during Disagreement Day, Friday through Sunday. You can call in, we duke it out. Either or, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to like, share, comment. Let me know what you guys think. You guys going Biden, Trump, neither? You're sitting down, taking a day of relaxation? Let me know. And subscribe and all that fun stuff. Until next time, guys, be amazing.
We don't need to have that talk